Education, our March 11th meeting. If we can stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Swab.
Here.
Mrs. Brewer. Here. Mr. Biesecker.
Here.
Mrs. Levy. Mrs. Hill. Here.
Welcome everyone here this evening. And the first item is the approving of our agenda. Do you have any additions or deletions to the agenda printed? If not, could I have a motion to approve the printed agenda?
So moved. Second.
Thanks. And roll call for approval?
Dr. Swab.
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Biesecker.
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Next item is our February 11th regular minutes and then the retention meeting minutes. Motion to approve. So moved. Thanks, Scott. And Maria has a second. Roll call for approval.
Dr. Swab.
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Biesecker.
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to turn the meeting over to our administrative team for the student spotlights.
Good evening. So, here on the sheet, we have 3 student spotlights, and we actually have 2 new teachers. So, Mrs. Rhodes, would you like to start them off?
I would like to recognize Kay Beal for being an all-around wonderful student in my classroom. Kay is 6 years old and the daughter of Jonathan and Leanne. She has 4 younger siblings, Atlee, Addie, Benson, and Davis. She is good at helping her mom and enjoys coloring, riding her bike, and playing games. Pink and purple are her favorite colors. At school, she enjoys art and working with clay to make pies. She is a great reader and loves Little House on the Prairie books. When she grows up, she would like to learn how to sew dresses and fix clothing. Kaya is a great example of someone who follows the 5 R's. She is responsible and respectful to her peers and adults. She always has a smile on her face and is ready to start the day. She participates in class and puts forth her best effort on each assignment. She is resilient when things get difficult. Positive attitude, sweet disposition, dedication, and determination will help her be successful with anything she tries, even dishes that she hopes she doesn't have to do when she grows up, but will, because if she doesn't, they will just stack up and she won't have any. I am grateful for the privilege of working with and getting to know her this year. Keep up the great work, Kaya, and congratulations.
Can I get a picture?
Come back here, Kay.
Here you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So our next student spotlight is Addie Wilbur. She was nominated by Mrs. Miller, who couldn't be here today, so Addie, why don't you come on? That. So this is what Mrs. Miller had to say about that. I'd like to recognize Addie Wilbur for this month's student spotlight. She's an 11-year-old daughter of Abigail and J.D. Wilbur. She lives in Bradford, has 1 sister, 2 dogs, and 1 cat. Her favorite things to do at home are watch movies and play family game night. She enjoys cleaning, probably it says clearing. She enjoys cleaning and drawing. Addie is a 5th grader. When I was asked to pick a student for this recognition, she immediately came to mind. She is always so eager to learn. She tries her best and she is a friend to everyone. Things don't always come easy to her, but she never gives up and often tries to help others when she finally grasps the concept. She tells me that she would like to be a nurse one day when she grows up. I know she can make that dream a reality. She has a kind, caring heart of gold and definitely one of Bradford's best. I am so lucky to be able to work with her this year. Great job, Addie, and congratulations. And then we'll have Mrs. Oh, dude, sorry.
The second time I've been called that.
I
in the
know.
last 25 years. It's been
Get
almost 10
married,
years.
change your name and.
Okay, I am going to recognize Oakland Henniger for this month's Student Spotlight. She's a fantastic student in my classroom, even though she's a little embarrassed right now. She is the daughter of Matt and Tiffany in Bradford. She has two brothers, Cole and Cruz, and a sister named Leah. She loves living in Bradford because she likes knowing where everything is and where everyone lives. From friends to her family and even me, she likes to spot me out and about and at my house. Her favorite book is Elephant and Piggies, Are You Ready to Play Outside? She has many pets, including her 2 dogs, 6 cats, and she especially loves her hamster. And she really enjoys doing math when she's at school because she thinks it's the easiest, especially related facts. When she grows up, she'd like to be a veterinarian because she wants to help animals, and she really likes cats. But when she isn't a veterinarian, she really wants to be a police officer. She thinks the uniforms are really fashionable. She's also a really great positive role model for others because she's respectful and responsible, and I can always count on her to participate in class, and she's responsible enough to do what's expected all the time. If someone doesn't know what to do in their classroom, they can always look to Oakland and know what's expected. Her peers in class count on her as a great friend, and I'm so excited to see all the great things you do in the future, Oakland.
Congratulations. And for the junior high school, our first nominee was nominated by Mrs. Estes, Ms. Jocelyn White. Come up here. I'll make you roll up everything. Nice and strong. Okay, this is what Ms. Estes has to say about Jocelyn. Jocelyn is my Bradford Student Spotlight from the month of March. She is one of those students who blend in with the background. She is quiet, always on her best behavior, and never says anything bad about anyone. She's a very patient young lady, has a caring nature, and respects others. Jocelyn has made strides in art class this year by slowing down her work and adding more detail. She's always eager to learn new things in class. She's a 2-year member of our Bradford Sewing Club and loves to crochet. You can always find her with a ball of yarn in her hand and a smile on her face. Great job, and congratulations, Jocelyn, for being such a wonderful worker. And last but not least, is Riley Perkins, who is not here. She was nominated by Mrs. Lincoln. This is what Mrs. Lincoln had to say about Riley. I am nominating Riley Purpose for this month's Student Spotlight. Riley is a junior this year, and for the first semester, she was the only junior in my ELA class. This, along with the fact that Riley is not afraid to discuss her opinions and ideas on things we read in class, has allowed us to create an atmosphere fueled by discussion and sharing ideas. The one-on-one time with Riley has allowed me to get to know who she is more than just a student in my class. She has many lofty ambitions for her future, and she works hard to make sure she is on the right track to achieving them. She is a hard worker, both academically and outside the classroom. She knows what she wants, and she puts forth a strong effort in ensuring that these goals are met. These are only a few of the reasons that Riley is worthy candidate for this month's Student Spotlight. Great job, Riley, and congratulations.
And thank everybody for coming for the most important part of our meeting, which is honoring our students. And so we'll pause the meeting for a few minutes if families want to head home and get their evening started. And then anyone who'd like to stay, you're happy to stay if you'd like.
You want
You can
pictures?
have all the students line up and get pictures of everybody.
Thank you for being on the board there. Appreciate you. I'm Jocelyn's grandfather.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
I don't go through much, I don't get to do this very often.
Congratulations.
I'm good. You feeling better?
Oh, man, they got me on that. My blood pressure was all screwed up. They got me on that blood pressure, it was high, put it high. Take it, it goes down.
Okay.
It's slow, I don't. So,
Well, you're out of the hospital, so I'm glad to hear that.
All right,
right, so we've had a busy couple of weeks at the high school, middle school, high school level. We had FFA week a couple weeks ago. Lots of activities going on. We had spirit wear, we had games during lunch, which always makes my lunchtime much more enjoyable for the kids really to get into it, participate. Sack races, we had, stacking apples, we had different trivia games and things of that nature. The students always prepare a nice meal for the teachers, or the entire staff actually, not just the teachers. And, they're coming in an hour, hour and a half beforehand and cooking. They bring a lot of it themselves and really do a great job with that. And then they kind of culminate it with they usually, they go to a Blue Jackets game, or this year they went to an Ohio State hockey game, took quite a few students over there. So always a fun week. We then had the FFA banquet last night. Kids did a great job. It was very well attended by our students. There are 29 students in the FFA chapter, so it is growing. We'd like to retain a couple more juniors and seniors, but freshmen and sophomores are definitely large. But a couple what do they call that, Joe? FFA.
Green hands?
No, not the green. The people that get.
The officers?
No, not the officers.
Like their merit degree?
Yeah, no, not a state. The people that get nominated to be a part of FFA, even though they're not in FFA.
Honorary members.
Honorary members. Thank you very much. Goodness gracious. And two great people that do a lot of things for the FFA. Joanna McGrath, who was just here with her granddaughter, and Cheryl Clark, who's our nutrition director in the cafeteria. But overall, it was just a really good night. It was good food. Kids did a great job. You could tell they were nervous at times, but the thing that I like about it is, they're learning how to present to a group. They're learning how to use a mic, and building some confidence as they grow. So they did a great job. We did something. I have to tip my hat to Emily Beck, our speech therapist. We did a disability day here. We brought in Dark County Department of Developmental Disabilities, and we did it K-12. We had kind of heard about it from a couple other schools in the county that have done this, but they've only done it with elementary. But I felt like, why only elementary? Why wouldn't we do it for middle school and high school as well? So we included middle school and high school, and it's one of those things where, with middle school and high school students, you don't know maturity level, how well they'll do during these types of activities. There were 3 individuals that came in. One was blind, one had severe autism, and the other one had autism and a few other things. And our kids were fantastic. They interacted with these 3 individuals. They, learned how to understand what their dispensations. We had 4 or 5 in the gymnasium, and then 1 in the Hickory room in the library. And each class kind of went around to see what it would be like to be blind, or what it would be like to be deaf, or what it would be like to have severe ADHD and everything's everywhere, or dyslexia, or So as I'm walking around and taking pictures and everything, I was amazed at how well our students not only participated, but the empathy that they showed and the questions that they asked. It really turned out to be, honestly, one of my better days here at Bradford, just seeing our kids get involved in that and, understanding that everybody is different and everybody has their own gifts.
Was one of them our students, a former student of ours?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
No.
I saw where another school did it and posted it, and I think it was Arcanum, and it was one of our former students.
Okay.
So I just wondered, I thought that would be great,
No,
but
they
they
were-
probably asked her later.
2 of them were from Greenville, and I believe one was either Arcanum or Anson.
Okay.
But they were fantastic.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
they did so well speaking to these students, and one of them could sing the lights out and sang like 3 or 4 different songs for us. You literally
Was she
thought
the
you
one
were at a
from Bradford?
Well, and here's what I don't know. One of our staff members, Lauren Cannon, seemed like she knew.
Yes, she went to Bradford. She used to
Oh,
sing
really?
at our ball games.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
they
she
never
used to
even
sing at our
mentioned
football games.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She was
She
so
sings
good.
at the Brethren's home.
Mhm.
What's
Yes.
her name?
I know who you mean. I'm
Karen
listening.
Monin, or Karen Peoples is daughter. I
Yeah,
can't
you're
think
not
of her
gonna give a
name.
name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Remember she always sang? Yes.
She was good enough. She stood in front of the entire student body and say, somebody give me a song.
Yes, she's
And she'd sing
fabulous.
And
Yeah.
she'd sing
She
3-4 verses,
sang
but
at our
like
football
had-
games
yeah,
and she
I mean,
sang
it
at
was amazing.
basketball games
She
and that's why I
grew up.
recognize her.
It was beyond impressive.
Awesome.
Like,
She has a beautiful
Truly,
voice.
she
It's
does.
like, holy cow. Yeah, it's- yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So that's awesome. I'm glad. I wish she would have spoken more, like I graduated from here, you know? But I just saw her on another
It
page.
was, she never said anything about being from
Yeah.
Bradford, so. Our drama club is putting on a kind of a spoof of Harry Potter. It's called Puffs. And we're gonna have 2 weekends of that, April 25th and 26th, and then April 8th and 9th. They've been hard at work for the last couple months, preparing for that, building the set and the whole 9 yards. So, really looking forward to that. So, please come out and, support our drama club. They've been doing a fantastic job the last 4 years. So I have no doubt that this one will be as well. It's kind of a comedy setting, so it should be pretty fun. I'm good with Valentine's birthday parties.
So, on, I think it was 13th or 14th, we had our Valentine's Day parties. This is always kind of a bittersweet moment for the fifth graders because this is their last party. So, but it's always really interesting to go around and look at the various boxes. I remember when I was a kid and it was just like a shoebox with a hole in the top, and now we've got the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, and this one had actual lights that lit up. There's a volleyball box, so they go all out. But the kids really enjoy doing it, and it's a good time. A lot of sad fifth graders though, because they realize that this is it, and they don't get any more parties after this. And then Mr. Barr spent a lot of time talking about Disability Day. The elementary participated in it as well. And I think the kids got a lot out of it. Just walking around, they were trying various different exercises. We had kids guiding each other around cones with blindfolds on, although I think for some of the little kids, the blindfolds were slipping and they might have been cheating a little bit, but they really enjoyed it. Really well behaved. Got a lot of compliments from our PD about how well behaved our kids were. So we were very proud. I think this is something that we'd like to see continue on. It was a great experience for our kids. So. And then we had Dark County Center for the Arts. This was a 4 through 6 program, and it was a one-woman play on Harriet Tubman. I was popping in and out, going to meetings while this was going on, and I popped in, and one of Mr. Sweeterman came over to me, and he says, "Look at this student." And I looked over there, and he was just all in. And this is not a kid that you would really expect to be all in on a play about Harriet Tubman, but he just really got into it. So she did an excellent job because asked some really good questions at the very end. She did a lot of singing of the spirituals, so it was a really good performance. And then we have been registering kids for kindergarten. We have 49 students this year signed up for screening, and we have 9 students currently in kindergarten. And then there's also the possibility of student retention. I know there's a couple of parents that have, talked about retaining their students. So with this many kids, we are looking for how we're going to allocate staffing for that. Right now we have 2 kindergarten teachers and a kindergarten teacher. But if we would put kids into kindergarten, that would put the 2 classrooms at really high numbers. So we're in the process of exploring as to how that's looking. And before I go over upcoming events, if you didn't know, today we had a power outage, which is always an exciting event during school. And as I was walking around, checking on the classes, I was just impressed with how well our staff managed to get the kids focused. I mean, I walked into first grade and they were all in one of the first grade classrooms. They were sitting on the floor They had flashlights in groups of 2 or 3, and they were reading books with flashlights. Another teacher was reading a book to a kid with a flashlight. Some were playing games, some were doing activities. And in a lot of the elementary classrooms, they didn't have the emergency lights that they had in some of the high school classrooms. So it was dark, but I was walking around, and even in the kindergarten, the kids were not nervous. They weren't, scared or anything like that. So our teachers did an excellent job today. I have to give them a big compliment for that. I was very impressed.
Same with the high school side. They did a fantastic job.
And upcoming events, Friday is the end of the third quarter, so I believe, with the 2-hour early release. The 16th is our makeup day. So we will have school that day instead of professional development. 17th is St. Patrick's Day. 18th is kindergarten screening. The 25th is athletic boosters meeting, 7 p.m. in the media center. The 25th is the Franklin B. Walters banquet for high school. The 26th, first day of spring. The 27th is junior high dance. 28th is the daddy-daughter dance. And then we have a early release on the 1st of April, and then spring break, which is a little bit later than normal. So I think a lot of people are really looking forward to spring break. And then on the 8th, we have the PTA meeting and our April board meeting.
Thanks, Bob. Any questions? Thanks.
And I have nothing.
So next is Mr. Hurst.
Me, I had written down also the power outage from today. The power was out for 35 minutes-ish. And I will echo what Mr. Daugherty and Mr. Barbeau said. I was amazed on how well our students and our staff stayed engaged, stayed focused, and didn't freak out about the situation. Of course, I had a lot of questions from the high school. Hey, when are we going home? That was expected. But I will also say thank you to our tech staff. Cody has worked very hard to make sure that what we have on the generator and battery backups are the essential pieces for the building. All of our doors stayed locked, which is something that we couldn't say in the past. All of our, believe it or not, internet stayed up. We stayed walking through the classrooms. There were a lot of them on their Chromebooks still doing their assignments in the dark. Now, they had a light in the corner or something like that, but Cody's got battery backups on all of our switches and our Wi-Fi pieces and all that, so it continued to move on without that interruption. And then lastly, our kitchen staff, I came in, and of course, this is just before, 10 o'clock is, I think, when it went out.
Roughly, yeah.
So lunches usually start at 10:30. So they've had everything pretty much ready to go and set to roll. So I stopped down and talked to Cheryl, and she goes, no, we're ready. We don't know how long we can keep the food warm, so get the kids in here. So everybody adapted, said, okay, let's send the kids up half an hour early. And by the time we were to the high school group, they were even probably earlier than that. But I think there was a gap in there because the power had come back on. But they did an amazing job getting people through and making sure they had hot, good food for the day. So team effort, proud of everybody. Thank you for doing that. And now to my regular report. So this is almost a monthly update here. The roofing folks are done. They did the warranty walkthrough yesterday. There's a 5-foot section on the very front of the building that doesn't have flashing over the edge. They said, well, we're going to come out and bend that metal when they do the rest of the roof in the summer. So that piece, it's not going to leak. It's not going to do anything different than just look odd. So it's fine, but that's the only piece that they didn't finish up, and everything was fine with that outside of that. The solar update, they are going to come in. We have an agenda item tonight to sign off on the AES agreement. There's one other permit, so to speak, that they're waiting on. And then as soon as that's in, they're going to be on the roof, putting everything that we've got in the back lot on the roof and starting installing everything. They expect to be here 3 to 4 weeks to finish that solar project. And it'll be operational soon after that. They said they actually install it, and then they have to have it inspected again, and then they have to wait on another piece of paper, and then we can actually use it at that point. But it's a process. The greenhouse, we're finally getting some decent weather here where they can come out and start digging the foundation, get that rolling. We've got everything ready there. We are still looking, if any of you out there listening to this are a mason, we're looking for masons to put the brick on the main wall. Not a huge job, but something obviously that we want done well. The field house, we've been meeting with the architects. We gave them a fairly substantial change the last time we talked to them. So it's been a little while since we've seen updated prints, but they said they'd have something to us later this week. And the calendar, these guys already made mention of this. March 16th is now a makeup day. So all the students and staff will be in school that day. And then the students' last day is still May 28th, but we are pushing the professional development day that was the 16th back to the 29th, which was the work day. The work day now is pushed back to June 1st. So that is the proposal, and hopefully everything will be fine with that. And that is all I have for my report tonight.
Any questions for Joe?
Are they doing something on the roof now? I thought there was a ladder when I pulled in.
All of the ladder, the flags, the cones, well, the cones blew over today.
Yeah.
So everything's still there
Okay.
for the most part. I don't know why they didn't take it on Tuesday when they finished up.
Yeah, because when I pulled in,
don't
I thought, why do
understand.
they have a ladder in this
Yeah.
weather?
Skip says there's still buggies and carts and tools and stuff up on the roof that they hadn't taken yet. So I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't-
And the ladder stood through the whole storm?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's tied up. So, yeah.
Mrs. Herber, you have some great news for us.
Just a few things to update you. Last month was the 5-year forecast. That's all been filed with the state under the new regulations. Working through audit, that has been an experience once again. I just got notified of some of their requests again, so we're working on that, trying to get them information, because I need to have that done by the end of the month. So we're trying to work through that. You'll see tonight on the board agenda, there are a couple of grants that we will be applying for in the next week, and working on additional funding for the building so we can do everything that we really want to do, and doing some things with the football field that think that would be an improvement that would even enhance it more than what we've had in the past. The rest of it's just regular. We've been doing what they call excess cost billing, working through that. Worked with Mr. Hurst and with Sam Cartonia, and we have been spending considerable amounts of money that we're going to recoup, and working the same way with our Medicaid billing. We're trying to increase that more. So we're trying to look for alternative revenue streams as we continue on trying to fund the school adequately so we can have all the things that the students need. And with that, I'll conclude my report.
Any questions for Carla? Thanks, Carla. I have no public participation with
I
this.
don't either, but I'd like to share an announcement real quick.
You sure can.
There's a face in the room that probably isn't familiar to everybody. Chelsea Hill is here today to observe as part of one of her classes. So she's here to kind of watch. She's a honorary member of our district here, and been involved for quite a while, Chelsea, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So anyways, but if there's anything here that you would like or need, let us know.
I appreciate it. Nice to meet you all.
Thanks, Joe. Next is the financial reports from the treasurer. Item 1 through 14. Carly, could you give us a high-level overview of what you'd like us to approve?
Yes, actually, 1 through 5 are typical items that occur every month. We applied for a FEMA grant for some of the assistance we needed for the additional expense we incurred because of the snow. We have a resolution for the approval of the tax rates, which is always typical at this time of year. This is just confirmation that our tax rates are approved for the use of the taxpayers, and it's the same rates we've had in the past, with the exception of the bond, which was reduced. And since we're involved with the solar project, part of what we have to do is present a report to the IRS that confirms the credits. There's an acknowledgement of all the units that we placed into the process, that with the dual reflectivity from the white roof, and all that has to be documented and put in a report that we provide for the IRS. So that is something we need to have as an independent situation. So I've got the specs written. We're presently gathering quotes on that. That was a quote that we had within the contract. We pulled it out of the contract because it was going to be $30,000. I think we can do it much more effectively because I'm going to do all the tax work on it. And I'm hopeful that when we get done, we've got a very good process, and we can receive the direct pay on the solar credits. So that includes that. We have some receipts and donations through there. And of course, the grants I talked about, the one for the 136th General Assembly and the NFL Grassroots Foundation General Field Support Grant.
Thanks. Motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
Thanks, Maria. And second, Scott. Any discussion or questions for Carla? We have none. Roll call for approval.
Dr. Swab,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Mr. Bisecker,
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
We have no old business this evening. Our new business is listed items 1 through 12. Joe, could you give us an overview of what you'd like us to approve?
Certainly, there's a lot of resignations and employment people here. I would like to point out, we have a teacher retiring that will be hard to fill. August 7th, Tracy Mueller will be retiring. We have some substitute van drivers and substitute others coming in, which is great. We have a couple of dock days being requested. Number 4, I'm excited to share with this one. We're trying to get a few interns for the summer, and this program will offset the cost of those student interns significantly. So we're excited to have that on board and partner with Sochi.
What are the interns for? I read that, but I didn't understand what they'll be doing.
There's different classifications. The ones we're looking at right now are geared towards IT. So anything technical related, but there's other skilled trades and things like that we're looking at. Well, maybe they can help with plumbing if we find the right kid to work out with the greenhouse project or the field house project. So there's other field house project, probably not. But the greenhouse certainly. So we're looking at those type of things, but IT seems to fit everything that we wanted to have them work on this summer.
So they're not our students.
They're most likely our students.
Okay.
We would like that candidate pool to come from Bradford.
Okay.
There's the option to pull from other communities if we need to, but no, we would like them to be Bradford.
So that would be like
students.
work-based learning hours for them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they'll get paid for it.
Right.
So, yep. We are raising the sub-pay in the cafeteria, and since that's a separate account, it's easy to pull that one out as a separate piece. We've got a CCP agreement with Edison to continue on with those college credit opportunities for our students. Number 8 is a weird one. This came out in September, but it really wasn't publicized until about 2 weeks ago. So we emailed our folks that help us with all our policies. They didn't have anything right away. They said they'd get us something. Well, we actually made up our own when you saw the agenda come out last Friday. And then Monday, we got this from Neola. So this is a replacement from what you saw earlier. It does go all the way through, and it talks about release time for religious instruction at the bottom. That's just a label to break this section from the next one. And then, of course, there's a piece at the very bottom talking about non-discrimination. MediCert contract is fairly typical, and E-rate, we're looking to upgrade some systems there. And number 12, we've got some tables that we no longer need, some folding 8-foot tables, I believe is what Skip's wanting to get rid of when we were walking around. The guys here have been, the administrators have been working to find more opportunities for tornado-safe areas in the district. And one of those is in the table storage room there in the cafeteria. It's already labeled that way, but we've got a lot of stuff in there. And Skip said, well, we're not using a lot of these tables, so let's get rid of them. So this will open up a little bit of that opportunity there too. That's this consent agenda item.
Thanks very much. A motion to approve items presented.
So moved.
Thanks, Holly, and a second.
I'll second.
Thanks, Maria. Any discussion or questions regarding the items? If none, roll call for approval, please, Carla.
Dr. Swab,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Mr. Bisecker,
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
We pulled out the next one just for relation to the board members.
So a motion to approve,
So moved.
and I'll second. Any discussion or questions?
They're having a good time.
They're doing a great job.
None, roll call for approval.
Dr. Swab,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Abstain.
Mr. Bisecker,
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Okay. The next part. I'll describe these a little bit more in detail. We need an expanded topographical survey for our field house project. That's number 14. Number 15 is the AES interconnection agreement to allow the solar panels to connect with the grid, so to speak. Number 16 is the opportunity to get some more quotes for the greenhouse pieces that go inside, the heaters, the control unit, the watering system, those things that are inside the greenhouse that aren't necessarily a part of the greenhouse. Number 17 is preparation and painting of all the metal roofing, flashing, downspouts, anything that would be green metal now, we want it black. We did have a quote on, or a resolution similar to this, and that's listed there, but this is obviously an update since there's been so much time in between. Number 18, we're still working on what that mason is or who that mason is. We're getting quotes. We're hoping that we get that answer here this week. Hopefully this will open that up. Sprinkler system, believe it or not, in a greenhouse attached to the school building, we have to have sprinklers in it. So we got quotes for that, and number 19 is for that. And then number 20 is to spend a grant that we got through Stronger Connections. And that will be used as described in the grant for backboards and hoops for the new field house. So a little bit nicer hoops than we typically would be able to put in there. But with this grant, we've got varsity style hoops and backboards going in. So, there we go.
Motion to approve items presented. And a second.
I'll second.
Thanks, Maria. I have one question. On 18, is there a dollar amount that's blank too? The first is blank, the dollar amount's blank.
Heats up a mason.
Yeah. Did you have an estimate or something?
I wish I did. Skip has been working on a couple people.
Do we have an up to amount? Okay, good for us to approve.
I will say if it scares Carla, we will definitely come back to you guys. But if it doesn't scare Carla.
Well, no, I'll give you, do you want my scare price?
Sure.
Sure.
What's the number?
I I would like to see it not be in excess of 20,000.
So why don't
Because
we
I
make
think
that
that's-
20,000 excess? I think we probably should have something on there.
We're comfortable with that. Yep.
Any other questions? So roll call to approve with the addition of 20,000 at 18.
Dr. Swab,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Bisecker,
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Next item is a motion to enter executive session for selection G1 on our agenda.
So,
Thanks, Maria, in a second.
Second.
Thanks, Holly. Roll call for executive session.
Dr. Swab,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer.
yes.
Mr. Bisecker,
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
7:10.
7:10, and there'll be no actions taken after the executive session. Thanks for coming, everyone.